Thank you.
Now, right now we're in the western suburbs where I grew up. I was born on the north side of Chicago, but I moved out to the western suburbs when I was little, and kind of basically grew up out here. So we're gonna actually, and I kind of have always lived around this area. My grandma still lives out here, and so we're actually heading back to the neighborhood, the wood as we call it, and that's where we basically start the journey, for me at least, as a DJ. Because I grew up around a lot of influential DJs that came from this area. Terry Mack, Brian Reeves, Mike Brown. There's a lot of guys that I used to grow up, Darren Smokin' Simmons, guys that in this neighborhood were popular and had skills back when I was just starting out. So I used to look up to these guys in this neighborhood, and the little production crews. West Suburban Sound was the production crew that kind of took me under their wing. And you got guys like Monty Burks and Joe Baines, and Joe Baines actually passed away, but those are the guys that took me under the wing, gave me my first break, put me in my first DJ battle, and actually used to let me be the resident DJ at all the events. The first job I had, which actually was the money that got me to buy my first turntables, this place right here called Q's Pizza. Yeah, so that's the spot right there, and basically what had happened is I was like a freshman in high school, and you get your after school job. I used to come here after school and work till midnight, 1, 2 in the morning on Fridays and Saturdays, and I think open to 11 or 12 during the week. And the guys in the back, man, all the chefs and cooks and stuff would all listen to the mixes on the weekend, and that's what actually was some of the first mixes that I had heard. Listening, as I would go in the back to listen to the music, I would, hear the mixes on the radio. It really got me into it. Between saving my tips and starting to buy records and buy my turntables, these guys at Q's also got me really into the music.
So tell us a little bit about that, about your basketball skills. I mean, people want to know, are you nice out there? I mean,
I thought I was until I came to this school, because then I found out I wasn't that nice. That's when I started working as a busboy, because it just wasn't happening for me in high school, man. I'll tell you right now, I'm all right. Grade school, junior high, but I didn't grow until I think my junior, senior years when I really sprouted up. So
Did you give it one more shot?
No, by that time I was DJing every week. I was on the radio. When I was junior year, I got on the radio. So
you didn't need basketball.
Yeah, at that point I thought I was big time. In high school, I drove. My first car was a Monte Carlo. That was like my first car, and then I stepped up to a Fiero, and then I stepped it all. Yeah, the Fiero, and then I stepped it up to the Porsche 944, and that was my senior year. I had that, so it was.
So mixing was very, very good to you.
Junior and senior year, man, I came up. From right when I got on the radio, junior year, I was booked every weekend, solid. It was just crazy, because I went from DJing neighborhood parties to, being on GCI and then BMX, and immediately I was just getting, booked every weekend. So
from bussing tables.
From bussing tables, man. It happened quick. And then a year later, I started my label and started, putting out beats and putting out music. So, it was real quick, man. Everything.
So you hear that right there, kids. If you want to actually do something, then go out there and do it. Don't let people tell you that you can't do it or lose hope. Just get out there and make something happen. This is a prime example right here. I mean, you got a guy that's worked his way up from bussing tables to being one of the most world-renowned DJs out here, and that's amazing in itself, man, and a big accomplishment. That just goes to show, man, you put your time and energy into actually doing something positive and really honing your craft, then you can do it and just make things happen. So that's a good look. I mean, what do you want to say to the kids out there?
I'm just gonna say that do something that you enjoy doing. Like when I was coming up and I started first DJing, it was basically I just enjoyed DJing. It wasn't about I gotta practice to try to get parties or to try to get girls or to try to get this or that. I was just doing it because I loved to DJ. So from the point when I would get home, I would mix, and then I would mix all day. And I only had a few records. I would just keep mixing those same records back and forth. and I just enjoyed the art of mixing and scratching and doing tricks and trying to come up with new things. So when you're doing it and that's your mind frame and that's your mindset, you're not looking at it in any other way other than you're going to get better at it, you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to be successful. You know, I think a lot of people try to do things for, you know, trying to do this or trying to get famous or trying to get money, and it's like, you ain't going to put the time and effort in because you're trying to do it for that purpose. You got to do it just because you love it, and that's the key.